I guess I'll start off by thanking Senator Bach and Senator Cohen and my friend Senator Poggemiller. I hope you're listening, but you know, we've finally reached that point of the session where we get to talk about the important things. This budget and this recession and this economy and how we want Minnesota to look. How we want Minnesota's economy to look in this new world. We are facing what many economists are telling us is the worst recession since the Great Depression. The worst recession since the Great Depression. And so how we balance this budget deficit is going to position us. It's going to position us, should position us for recovery. That should be the point about balancing this budget. The point of a balanced budget is not to strike some kind of, not to find fairness. No. The reason to balance this budget is to get our economy going again. The reason to balance this budget, not just because we have to as a constitutional mandate, but because we got to get the private sector moving again. And this goes absolutely in the wrong direction. This is the 14th or 15th week of session, and the best that the Senate DFL can do is come up with a tax increase. That's the most creativity we can do after 15 weeks here. Members, we should not make it tougher for taxpayers. State government should not make it tougher for taxpayers and tougher for families, tougher for small businesses, tougher for job creators. This is a job killer bill. This is a job killer bill. I don't believe it's going to become law. Mr. President, I don't think this bill is going to become law. It's going to be vetoed if it even makes it off this floor. But I think it's dangerous even to propose it and to move it, because it sends a loud message to Minnesota, to the 49 other states. Indeed, it sends a message across the world that we don't want risk takers, that we are going to scare off entrepreneurs, that we're going to scare off people who are just now starting to come out of this recession. And they're ready to take a risk. They're ready to build something. Maybe it's something small in their garage. Maybe it's something big. Maybe it's one of our large corporate headquarters that are ready to expand. But this bill sends a loud message that you shouldn't do it here, that we're going to punish you for success. Members, this is not what we should be doing on the last week of session. This is not reform. The only people jumping up and down about this bill are real estate agents in Arizona and Florida. There's a reason we have so many friends and so many members of some of our own families who live in Florida and Arizona. And it's not just the weather. It's not just the weather. It's what government takes from them in the form of taxes. It's what government takes from them in the form of regulations. And so where does this lead? Where does this direction lead? We'll take a look at the budgets and the economies of California and New York and New Jersey and Maryland. Look at what happens when you keep raising the income tax, when you keep raising tax rates. Those states have record deficits, high unemployment. Some of them are even looking at government shutdowns. We can do a lot better. We can do a lot better, Mr. President. As a cold state in the Midwest, we need to do a little more to get families and businesses to move here. We need to be a little more welcoming. And this bill is going to scare people away.